right, in my previous video, y'all saw how Chris kind of got his start at 12 years old, finding a gold ring, getting an apple pie payback, and he's moved on now a little further in life here, and what we want to do now is talk about how he started the ring finder. It's kind of like starting off when you were after soccer and you picked up the detector again and started metal detecting. You still hadn't thought about the ring finders at that point, but we're going to work into how he actually got into the ring finders right now. Here we go.
So after I found that ring in LA for that couple, I moved to Cancun, and I ended up living there for a year, just relaxing. Cancun was not really even discovered yet. It was so open and so much beach, and I enjoyed it. I was playing volleyball every day. I was metal detecting, and it happened again. I was on the beach early in the morning, and a couple came running over asking for help. I found their ring, all their money. I'm like, I don't want it. They're taking it. And I thanked them, continued. My detector broke down. I was in the water and it flooded. So I had to fly to Miami. I flew to Miami. I bought another one, and I was out there detecting with the new one, and I found a beautiful ring. This thing was amazing. It was thick. It had stones all the way around it, all different colors. I was so awestruck. I was just holding it like this, and a wave hit it and knocked it back into the ocean. Rookie mistake, you guys. If you ever find anything in the ocean, put it in your pouch and zip it up. I could not find that ring again because the tide was so, and the current was so strong. I get sucked away this way, that way, and I could never get back to that spot. So I learned a valuable lesson early on. Don't admire what you find, put it in your pouch. Again, 3 or 4 more times in a month, I help people. And just before I left Cancun, I figured out there's got to be a service here. Just seeing how it affected people's lives and how they were crying, how upset they were, and how happy they were. The money they were giving me, which I was never asking for, blew me away, and I knew that I had to do something. I flew back to Vancouver, and I got into film. A friend of mine got me into doing commercials, and I started getting my acting career going, which I didn't really like. My first part was with Johnny Depp on 21 Jump Street. All I had to say was I counted it already, and I was nervous as heck. So I didn't like that aspect, so I fell in behind the screens as a stand-in. Did that for almost 31 years. But the best thing I've ever done in my life is what I'm doing now, and that's helping people find their precious and sentimental items that are irreplaceable. So the journey was, when I got back to Vancouver, I set up a little company called Finders, lostjewelry.com, and I get maybe 3 or 4 hits a year. And I'm talking about hits. These are just giving it to the lifeguards and to community centers, putting on my posters. It was before computers. And when the computer came out, my wife said, you know, what do you want one of those for? And I said, because this is amazing. We got the world at our fingertips. And she thought I was crazy. I bought one, and I started advertising the ring finders. So we have over 600 members. We've returned over 10,700 lost items valued at over $12 million. But we didn't start out that way. It was a very humble beginning, and this is how we got there. When I got to Vancouver, when I created lostjewelry.com, Finders, it was very slow going till computers came. And then flashback 14 years ago, someone reached out to me from Illinois and said, I love what you're doing in Vancouver. Have you thought of helping more people? I said, well, what are you thinking? He says, how about creating a directory and teaching other treasure hunters to do what you're doing in their towns and cities? I said, well, that's a great idea, but I'm not financially there. He's like, don't worry about it. I'll pay for it. You create it, you design it, and I'll pay for it. And this is on the internet. So I said, okay, so what do you want? And he said, well, how about a percentage? I said, what do you feel is fair? He said, how about 35? I said, sure. Again, all of this is my head, like, this is not going to happen. Who does that? It was not cheap. We had lawyers, accountants, we had programmers, designers. It cost upwards over $20,000 to get this up and going. And it took another probably 10 to keep it running for 3 years. Now, with the amount of members we have, it pays for itself. And this person, this angel investor, has never seen a penny. Every year I say, let's pay back your original investment and your percentage. He says, put it back in the company and pay yourself. So, blows my mind. I've never met him. Our company's 14 years old, And when I told him what I was doing, going across America, he said, I'm going to give you back your shares. I don't need the money. So he just thought it was a fantastic idea, my journey across America to promote the ring finders. And again, my heart just goes, damn, this is incredible. Who does that? So thank you. I'm not going to say he's anonymous. I'm not going to say who it is, but God bless you. Thank you so much for helping me help others. And we really have. And it's a beautiful thing that we do. And it doesn't just have to be at beaches. We do get a lot of calls at beaches, but you could be inland. You could be in the middle of nowhere. People are losing their rings. They're losing them at beaches, parks, lakes, and yards. Sides of highways, dog parks, their backyards, gardening. There's so much opportunity for people to enjoy this service and help others.
Chris, I don't want to cut in here, but tractor parts too, crane parts. I found I found tractor parts. Hadn't you found a big?
Oh yeah, big tooth off of a backhoe. So you guys, this is not just rings. This is all metal. This is backhoe teeth. I found a tooth from a backhoe that broke in a gravel pit that they had to stop production until they found it because they didn't want to go in through their rock grinder. It would have destroyed it. I found machinery parts in milk company warehouses and where they pour the milk into the cartons. They had to hire me to come out and find it before they shipped out their milk. These people are super, super excited when we do this. We also can find property markers, water turnoff valves. There's so many other things apart from jewelry that we help people find. So it's not just jewelry. Jewelry is one of the most common. Cell phones, keys, hearing aids. It's amazing what we get called out for. And one thing that you probably are wondering why I haven't mentioned, gold and silver bullion hidden on people's property. I have had members find upwards to $250,000 worth of gold. I have a member right now searching for gold. He's already found 2 gold hoards, a $100,000 hoard and a $40,000 hoard. These are things people have hidden on their property and forgot where they put it. So it's exciting. You never know what your call's going to be, but when you get a call, it's a huge treasure hunt. Even if it's for a ring, it's a treasure hunt that you're on, and you get to affect somebody's life in such a beautiful, positive way. And I'm so proud of this directory. I'm so proud of members like Stephen who are out there helping people and helping them find their smiles. And I feel like a grandfather of this directory. I get to see all the stories come in. I get to post the smiles, the recoveries, read the testimonials. I don't think there's anything in my life I've ever done that is better than what I'm doing now. And that's helping affect people's lives in such a beautiful way.
Chris, that's an awesome, awesome story. All the smiles. I do it myself. I make a little thing with all the smiles from the year, and it makes it. Yeah, it's not all about money in life. You know, it's as your angel investor. I mean, this directory would not exist without having an angel investor put the money up to get it started, and he's getting the same thing with. He sees those smiles, and that drives him. And he gave all your money back. I mean, it's unbelievable what he did, but I mean, he's got a heart like we do, going out and getting stuff. Now, we do work off on a reward basis. We do have expenses, but sometimes I get nothing, and sometimes they give me, a few hundred, whatever it is. But we don't ask up front. At least I don't, and most of the members don't. You might find one that does charge. I don't know, but most members don't, because most of the members, it's about making that smile, isn't it?
It is, and most members work on a reward basis, and we just leave it up to them to pay what they can afford and what it's worth to them. We just cover our gas because gas is so expensive now if we don't find it. And believe me, I have been on hundreds of searches where I don't find it. We don't find everything.
Not every time.
But there's a reason. Most times it's not lost where they think it is. And I always I always tell them
all the time.
I call them, I say to them, call me when you find it. They're like, what? I go, you didn't lose it in your yard. Call me when you find it.
Yeah.
And a week later I get, oh, Mr. Turner.
It was on my kitchen sink.
Yes. It was in the hamper. It was under our bed. It was under our pillow. Where they show up is amazing. And I encourage people, call me when you find it, because I love to hear where people are finding their rings when they think they've lost it in their yard and they didn't.
Yeah, I got one today. We might go on today. Actually, the guy, he didn't know where he lost that. He's looked everywhere in his house, everywhere, And now he said, well, I did go to the mailbox that day. Can you check by my mailbox? So we'll go check by it, but 95% chance it's somewhere else lost. But I still go out and look a lot of times on those like that too. So
it's closure, and people, you give people closure, they can think elsewhere. When he's focused, he's telling you it could be by my mailbox. It sounds like he might have pulled
something out of his pocket
and it came off. So
and it could.
Yeah, it could.
You don't know.
It's a small chance, but it'd be a great chance, and you know, it'd be nice to see a smile.
That's all we want is a smile. That's what we look for. Well, Chris, appreciate everything you do. This thing would not exist without your angel investor. We want to thank you for supporting us, because we love what we're doing. We're not in here making no killing on nothing for sure. That's what back, you know. But we just love the smile. We live for the smiles, don't we?
We live for the smiles.
We live for the smiles.
We live to see how happy you can make a stranger by just going like that.
Right.
And I absolutely love it more than anything I've ever done in my life. And I wish I would have figured this out even earlier.
I hear you. Well, look, I appreciate everybody coming on this video. Don't forget to click like, comment below, share it. And you know what else you got to do?
Yes, you got to subscribe to the Gigmaster.
You learn, don't you? We'll see you in the next video.
Take care. Thank you.